Hi, hey, and hello there. Obi-Han here, and welcome back to the Comic High Ground. Okay, now I know I've been kind of AWOL for a little bit, and I'll explain that in another video. Let's just say I had a busy March. So the point of this video is to talk about the trailers that came out in the past 2 weeks, and I was just gonna give my impressions of them, or what I thought about them and everything, but a certain series of events, if you will, certain reactions I've seen online have kind of changed my initial plans for these trailers, right? So what I'm talking about today is the Blue Beetle trailer, the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer, and the Marvels trailer. Now, again, I've watched all these trailers. I was gonna do a video like, my reaction, yeah, this is it. Okay. So again, seeing like other YouTubers and stuff to talk about stuff, more particularly complain about stuff, has made me kind of change my direction with this video. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of talk about each trailer in order that they came out, and I guess I will give my initial opinions of it, and then I will kind of address what some of the people have been complaining about. So starting off, we have Blue Beetle. Now, Blue Beetle was a character that I personally was introduced to in the Young Justice series, and we're not really gonna talk about how that series turned out. But yeah, Blue Beetle was definitely an interesting character then. So when I found out he was gonna have a movie coming out, or a live action movie coming out, I was like, oh, okay, this should be interesting. Again, I was kind of cautiously optimistic because we were talking about DC and we're talking about the same WB in their track record with all the Snyder movies and all that stuff. We're not gonna get into that. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, okay. So the actors in the roles, I don't know their names at the moment, but the one playing Jaime and everybody else, they all seem to be really good for the parts that they're in. George Lopez is in it, and anything George Lopez is in, usually he's pretty funny, so that should be good. The costume, the Blue Beetle costume looks awesome, or maybe the armor, I should say, looks awesome. It does kind of give you like Spider-Man vibes, like Tom Holland's Spider-Man suit, in terms of, like, I guess how it fits him maybe, and how he's kind of moving around. You would have to just pay attention to how Tom Holland's Spider-Man moves around, in terms of like how he holds his arms and everything, and then look at the Blue Beetle trailer and you kind of see what I'm talking about. But other than that, like I said, the movie looks actually really interesting, more interesting than I thought it would actually. Now the issue comes in where you get to the tail half of the trailer and they're talking about Batman, and then George Lopez yells out that Batman is a fascist, which again, it's obviously supposed to be like this jokey moment, this haha, you're like a conspiracy theorist type of thing, and I think that's really all it was. Like, of course this is a trailer and we don't see the scene in its entirety, but obviously, again, going off of what you see of George Lopez in the trailer and just seeing what type of character he is in the trailers, you can pretty much safely assume that's just a joke. Now, there's been a lot of, specifically with the YouTubers, I hadn't seen it too much in like comment sections, but specifically certain YouTubers, and again, I'm not going to name these YouTubers right now. If you're in the comic book landscape, you know who I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna name anybody, at least not right now. But I've seen so many countless videos. Oh my gosh, look what they said about Batman. How dare you why would you treat Batman like this? This is your star character. Da 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 da. Right? Okay, look, y'all gotta chill. Like, everything isn't meant to be an attack. Now, is it a bad joke? Maybe. But everything is not an attack on somebody. It's not an attack on you. It's not an attack on your characters necessarily. It's just a joke. Again, albeit probably a bad joke. Now, that was Blue Beetle. And I don't have a whole bunch to say on that, because that's probably the tamest of these 3 trailers when it comes to complaints and everything. So now we get to my favorite trailer that they had, which was the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer. I loved Into the Spider-Verse. Obviously, you also know I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I'm a huge Miles Morales Spider-Man fan. And the fact that this trailer was coming out this particular day was just like, all right, whew, I'm excited. I cannot wait. I've been waiting on Across the Spider-Verse, and the trailer didn't disappoint. It was full of, you know, action. It had some story elements. We have an idea, we don't know, but we have an idea of what the story for Across the Spider-Verse is. We kind of see Miguel's, I guess, reason for chasing Miles, even though, again, we don't know for sure. They had some awesome lines in this trailer too. Like, Miguel literally, he literally talks about Tom Holland, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange in the events of No Way Home in one spot of the trailer, which is hilarious. Like I said, I caught it like immediately. I was like, oh wow, they actually did that, and that's really cool. So it looks like Miguel, from what I can tell, may have an issue with, I guess, spider people who kind of screw with the multiverse, or I guess the Spider-Verse, because he doesn't seem to want Miles to join their group either. And again, when you talk about Spider-Man in film, the only two to have kind of, I guess, quote unquote, tampered or messed with the Spider-Verse is Miles and Tom Holland's Peter Parker. So that bit of I guess continuity and connection, that's really cool in my opinion. And then Miles as a character, we could tell even from the trailer, has grown and become his own Spider-Man. He's older. He kind of has his own way of doing things, and you can see that in the trailer because of how he kind of looks and thinks about things. Now, Gwen is cool. You know, Gwen is still Gwen, and Haley Steinfeld obviously is playing there. She's awesome in pretty much almost everything she does, right? Peter B. Parker is now a father, which we kind of knew would happen. Of course, again, we knew this before the trailer because of like photos that had, or art, I'm sorry, that had leaked. Well, they didn't leak, they kind of just released the art. But yeah, we see that he has, I think Mayday, her name is Mayday, and he's kind of still rocking, I think, his sweats, and he has like a robe on now, and he's still Peter B, but he seems like a happier Peter B, right? And this is one thing that is not really so much been complaints. It's kind of funny. It's something that I've seen fans say in comment sections and everything, and they're saying that this is what comic book Peter is supposed to be. And this isn't like the same level of toxicity that I'm about to get to, but it's funny because they're right. I mean, what they're doing to Peter Parker in the comics is just, and I made a video on it before, and best believe I'm about to make another video on it real soon, because the most recent month or two of Spider-Man, yeah. And okay, I'm not gonna get into that right now, but let's just say when I talk about that in that video, you're gonna see why I had kind of slowed down with comic videos. And again, I'll address that in an upcoming video too. But yeah, Peter B is kind of, even though he had his initial issues in Into the Spider-Verse, his character is pretty much what you would expect Peter Parker to be in the comics right now. Now, I guess at this point, because I'm not gonna talk about the entire trailer, you see Ben Reilly, which is awesome, and there's a nice funny moment towards the tail half of the trailer. We know Spot's in it. So again, like I said, it's a really good trailer. Now I'm gonna get to, I guess, the quote-unquote controversial part of the trailer, or parts of the trailer, I should say. So in Gwen's room, you see this poster, this sticker in the background on the wall, and it's a sticker supporting a certain movement. And honestly, I had looked at that trailer like 5-10 times and never noticed that thing. But someone who, I guess, just has to scan every freaking part of the trailer and look at every freaking thing in the background, found this poster, this tag in the background. And all the same YouTubers that I was talking about before, just making it, oh my god, why would they put this in here? I don't even want to see the movie. Okay. That probably is, that in itself, just this trailer is what made me want to make this video the way it is, because it's ridiculous, right? And the other thing in this trailer was something you really have to be squinting your eyes to look for. You have to pause the screen during this trailer and just look and scan. But there's a button on Miles Morales' backpack, and again, is of another movement. I'm not naming the movements just for my own reasons, but again, especially with the one on Miles' backpack, why the complaints? Like, these people are just having fits. Oh my gosh, why would you put this on here? Nah. Y'all it's just woke this and woke that and da. I'm not going to this movie because of these two things. Now, not because of story, not because of anything about the how the characters look. No, because of these two things, people are saying, oh, well, I don't want to see the movie now. That's stupid. Okay, I'm just being honest. That's stupid. Now, if you have a problem with something with the story, that's one thing. But to sit there and say, I don't want to see the movie because of this thing in the background that you can't hardly see until you pause it and then zoom in, or this thing on his backpack that the scene has probably got so much other stuff going on that you're not even paying attention to that button, is ridiculous. It's foolish. And that's the problem we have when it comes to not just entertainment, but right now, again, I'm talking specifically about comic book entertainment. Everything is too political. Now, that's not just on that side, it's on the other side too, because for as much as they're complaining about this stuff in the trailer, there are, not in this trailer, but we have seen in Marvel and DC and other things, they have had this quote unquote, I guess, woke stuff that has gone a little bit overboard. I will admit that. Heck, on the DC side of things, they had like this retreat or getaway with the writers, and all they could talk about was the sexual orientations of characters and how they can implement that and implement this and how that's so important. And it's like, I thought the story was the most important thing when you're, writing a story. So they spent like that whole time talking about all these identities and whatnot, and it's like, how are y'all writers? How are you here? How did you get your jobs? Because it doesn't make sense. Now, the point is, they should be focused on quality comics, quality TV, quality movies, and quality games. But all they care about is pushing these messages. And when you talk about things on the game side, well, again, case in point, Hogwarts Legacy was met with so much backlash because of J.K. Rowling in her comments, which again, I'm not going to get into that. You see that I played the game on the channel, so you already should be able to tell how I feel about J.K. Rowling and Hogwarts Legacy. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, these people insert so much of their political, I guess, I almost want to say nonsense, but that's almost what it is, because that's how they make it. And they have all these beefs and everything with games and comics, and again, like I said, I'm talking about Hogwarts Legacy in this case, and that whole thing was stupid. Now, Hogwarts Legacy did well, it made a lot of money, so I guess it's neither here nor there. But again, the point is, there was a lot of crazy people who had a problem with the game, and again, maybe I'm harsh, but I'm just saying, this is a game. Don't insert political beliefs in the game. I'm not going to go through what I've seen people say and how this game can hurt this person or that person, which is just crazy. But again, that's kind of my point from that side of the field. Now, when we talk about the next trailer on our list, which is the Marvels trailer, that trailer, I'm gonna be honest, I think I saw Captain Marvel once. I saw it in the theaters. I don't think I watched it again. When I saw it in the theaters, I liked it, but in the months afterwards, it's like I started finding things because of online, of course, but I did start kind of noticing things about the movie and everything, and like I would see clips of it, and I was like, okay. So there are certain beefs that were had with Captain Marvel that I can kind of agree with. With that said, when the Marvels trailer came out, or I guess the teaser, which by the way, we've been told that there's been a lot of back and forth and reshoots and some problems with this movie. The teaser itself actually looked interesting. It looked entertaining. Now, I can't really say too much about the teaser because it was a teaser. You see Monica Rambeau, and then she gets switched with Kamala, and then Kamala gets switched with Carol, and then it's basically that's what it is. The trailer is kind of full of them swapping and then being in situations and then trying to figure out what's going on. The trailer, again, like I said, was interesting. In fact, Brie Larson, it seems like they did something in terms of her, I guess, her acting maybe. And it's not that Brie Larson is a bad actress, but when she was Carol, like a lot of people said, she had this kind of this, I don't want to say stale, but just like, I guess, bland personality. And she actually emotes in this trailer. She smiles. She has like goofy looks on her face a little bit. So they may have got her to kind of change up how she is as Carol. I already said before that I loved Tiana Parrish as Monica Rambeau. I want to see this movie for her alone, to be honest with you, because she did an awesome job when she was in WandaVision with what she was given. And I like her as an actress, so I'm looking forward to seeing what she does in the movie. But in any case, when we talk about what the complaints were about this trailer, well, the complaints in this trailer were that, oh, the CGI looks bad, and oh, what is these costumes and things of that nature, and I just kind of had to laugh at it because I'm like, first of all, if you all are keeping up with the MCU, you know that Victoria Alonso wasn't doing her job right, and the CGI suffered. So that's been the case for the past few movies, and the Marvels was definitely one of the movies that were made under her watch. But my question is, why are we talking about CGI when we know what the problem is? Now, this movie comes out in November, right? So technically the studio has plenty of time to fix any of the CGI issues that people have. So that's neither here nor there. Now, I see all these same YouTubers talk about, oh, this movie, look at the Marvels as the most disliked movie trailer in the MCU. And I don't really look for those numbers too much. I see the numbers that they show in their videos, but in terms of just like going to find those numbers myself, yeah, I don't really try to look for those types of statistics. However, I will say they're kind of latching on to this likes and dislikes ratio, and it's like, okay, I guess people are disliking the trailer, but we gotta also remember that this is the sequel to Captain Marvel, the movie that a lot of people had a problem with back then. So people kind of already had this preconceived notion about what they think the sequel is going to be about. I'm not going to get into the politics of some of the things that people are saying, because a lot of people are like, well, it's because it's a movie about women. I don't think that's per se the case. I really think it's a lot of people who are just going to talk about the movie because it's Brie Larson and because it's Marvel, and I've said this before that it's just popular for people to talk about Marvel now, and that's what people do. So yeah, but I guess ultimately my beef is with these YouTubers who put these videos out talking about these trailers, picking these things out, nitpicking these things, and talking about how they're being too woke or too political. And the ironic thing is, they're bringing the political stuff into it just as much as I guess they are accusing Marvel of, because they bring all the stuff to attention. Like, again, when you talk about Gwen's wall, you have to go find that. Someone went and looked for that and picked it out. And again, it's a poster on the wall. I'm not saying I agree with the poster on the wall, but it's just a poster on the wall, and it's not something you really notice. Now, if in the movie they make it a point to just zoom in on that poster, then I mean, I guess you can kind of say something. But as long as it's not the focal point of the movie and it's just a background decoration, it doesn't matter. If the movie's still about Miles trying to save his father, which it looks like he is, and it's not about what his badge says, but the button on his backpack says, or what Gwen's wall says, then the complaints that you all have, or that the people have, I'm sorry, not you all, But the complaints that people have is, and these YouTubers have, is ridiculous, because you're just looking for something to complain about. And that's what these YouTubers do. They go and they find stuff and they complain about it. Or they do stuff to just, I guess, get attention. Because, again, if you're on Twitter and you pay attention to what's going on with comics, you'll know that a certain YouTuber does this thing where he says Miles Morales is Miles Morales and Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And it's purely for the sole purpose of riling people up. Is that statement stupid? Yes, that tweet is stupid. It's a very stupid tweet. It's a very stupid statement, because Miles Morales is Spider-Man just like Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Peter Parker himself has said that he's Spider-Man. Heck, if Stan Lee didn't think Miles Morales was Spider-Man, he probably would have said something. Ben Reilly is Spider-Man. Okay. Kane, well, no, Kane never had to. He was always been a Scarlet Spider, so scratch that. But yeah, Miguel O'Hara is Spider-Man. Like, that's the thing. You can't make this statement, Miles Morales is Miles Morales, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, when you have a whole Ben Reilly who's been Spider-Man. You have a whole Miguel O'Hara who is Spider-Man. Like, it's the same situation. So this statement is just something to bait people into arguing and for them to get attention and clicks and whatnot. It's stupid, and they feel so smart, when they say it, but it's like, it's dumb. It's dumb. Like, and again, I'm not naming anybody, because I'm not really trying to get into any beefs with folks. I'm just pretty much stating my opinion, pretty much how they're stating their opinion. But yeah, so these trailers, like I said, I just had to kind of make a video talking about this. Yeah, it's a lot, right? It has gotten to the point that these YouTube channels, these YouTubers, they kind of affect the excitement and the enjoyment you get from these trailers, right? Like, if you're a big Blue Beetle fan, if you're a big Miles Morales Spider-Man fan, if you're even a Carol Danvers fan, you see these trailers and you get excited. But then you go on YouTube, and because it's kind of hard to it's hard to not see them, because the YouTube's gonna show them to you. So you see, it's not like it's one creator or two, it's like 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. You're gonna run across some video complaining about that trailer that you just really enjoyed. So that, I guess that's my point, right? Is like, we're in this space now where everybody can put their opinions out there. It's not the best thing in the world, but that's what we got. Okay, so again, all I can say is, if you like these trailers, enjoy them, and don't let these YouTubers who are picking out and nitpicking and complaining about this, that, and the other, and calling this stuff woke and that stuff woke, like, just enjoy your trailers, enjoy the movie, right? And try not to put too much stock into what these people are saying, because it's almost like they go out of their way to kind of mess up the hype for these trailers or for these movies. And again, they input their own beliefs into their videos. They decided to champion the Super Mario Bros. Movie recently, and that movie was good, by the way. Don't get me wrong, it was a good movie, but they've championed it for the purpose of attacking other properties, other things, attacking stuff at Disney, taking shots at another certain YouTuber who said that the movie wasn't that good, and they used the success of the movie to kind of to attack her. And I don't agree with that, but I'm not saying names right now. So again, Super Mario Bros. Was awesome. Right? I mean, I don't know if you've seen it, and I didn't do a review of it. I'm probably not going to do a review of it. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. Was awesome. That's all I'll say. Go see it if you hadn't seen it. But again, with that, this is just I had to kind of get this off my chest, because there's not the right amount of positivity or the right kind of positivity to these properties and everything, because you either have the negative YouTubers that I've just talked about, or you do have the positive YouTubers, quote unquote positive, who are going to champion everything that is quote unquote woke in these trailers, and everything doesn't need to be championed. So I like to think that I'm kind of in that middle ground where I don't agree with those guys who are bashing the trailers for everything they're bashing it for, but by the same token, I'm definitely not agreeing with the other side of people who are saying, "Oh yeah, this definitely needs to be in here." And I'm in that middle ground, and that's pretty much what you can expect from me. So I don't know what your personal beliefs are, and hey, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with these YouTubers who are basically complaining about everything that may be a sign of wokeness, or are you on the other side of things where you're like, okay, look, it's not that bad? Just hey, let me know, right? But if you like this video, hit that like button, drop a comment, like I said, subscribe if you're new, please. It'll help me out a lot. And remember, we have the high ground. Catch you later.